Welcome to Rap in Order, the interrogation of a hip-hop album, where we take some of the culture's most beloved hip-hop albums, put them on the stand, see if they stood the test of time. Now let's see who we got on the stand today.
Dun dun.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
Today, guys, we're going to go over one of the biggest rappers of today. This guy has been on an incredible streak as of late. I would say that started maybe 2017. He was kind of on the rise from then. And then in 2020, at the top of 2020 specifically, this album dropped. And I'm talking about Lil Baby, and I'm talking about his sophomore album, My Turn. My Turn came out in February of 2020. It had guest appearances from 42 Doug, Future, Lil Uzi, Wayne, Moneybagg Yo, Thugger, Gunna. Yeah, the list goes on, man. And top-notch production. You had Take Keith, Weezy, Hit Boy, DJ Paul. Yeah, so I think this album, it was very well received. I think it took, you remember how Wayne was kind of trying to prove himself as a rapper and being taken more seriously with the Carter series. Mm-hmm. It took him a while to be received as a more credible MC. And then the Carter came out, and then people was like, oh, I don't know. And then Carter 2 came out, and people was like, okay, you got it. You in a different kid. Oh man, why you do that? People were like, yo, you got it now. You're on a different trajectory. You're on a different level. And I think My Turn was what that was for Lil Baby. Because before that, when he was rapping, people was like, okay, because when I first heard him on Yes Indeed with Drake, I was like, I mean, okay, this is another rapper that Drake is about to put on, There's another rapper that we probably not going to hear about no more, but Drake did a good notable deed that he does with a lot of rappers. Hops on their song, gave them the moment, and then we don't hear from them. Boy, was I wrong. Because Lil Baby is not only stuck around, he is a force to be reckoned with. Like everybody's looking forward to his next one.
Right. He actually said that he's going like silent mode.
On social media. Yeah.
He's finished with that.
Which I wish a lot of artists would do. But we here now. My Turn. What's your thoughts?
Lil Baby got the streets, man. Lil Baby got it. He actually has a song with Ed Sheeran that I love that I'm probably going to dance to at my
okay.
I mean, my first introduction to Lil Baby was that time when Pete dragged him up to the Breakfast Club, and they were being interviewed by Charlamagne, Angela Yee, and DJ Envy, and he was sitting there. You could tell he did not want to be there, and so I reached back home to a couple of my friends and I'm like, yo, who's this Lil Baby kid? Like, why is Pete going so hard for him? And like they just said, like they was like, yo, like he's very well known in the streets in Atlanta, and he has a huge following, and it just made all the sense in the world for him to rap. Mm-hmm. And he, like, mind you, like he hasn't been rapping more than like 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. And like the thing that the allure with him is just that like he's rapping real shit, quote unquote. Because down south, if you really like telling the truth about your lyrics is actually more important than you being like a lyrical dynamo down south, especially in Atlanta. Like that's something that's like praised. Like, oh, there's really like but basically like that goes to like his mixtape series Street Gossip.
Right.
The stories that people are telling of what's going on in the streets of Atlanta, he's able to lyrically tell those stories, kind of like what 50 Cent did with Street Quran.
Okay.
And no, Ghetto Quran.
Quran.
Well, 50 did with Ghetto Quran. Lil Baby is doing that and pretty much telling these stories of tales of people that he's around, people that he knows, and it's also resonating. What Lil Baby also does is, you know how a long time it was, money over bitches, fuck bitches, get money, this and that.
Right.
Lil Baby, and I say this with all due respect because I want no smoke with none of these people, right? With none of 4PF. 4 pockets full, that's what that stands for. That stamps shit. Lil Baby is a fucking trick. Lil Baby will spend money, like, he literally has no problem spending bread on girls, buying you a bag. This is why women love Lil Baby. I was really trying to figure it out. I was just like, all right, what separates him from like somebody like take like a Davies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Davies, handsome, known in the streets, gets a lot of recognition. Like, women like him for those reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, he kind of doesn't cater to women. What Lil Baby does is, opposed to him kind of being like Drake, where he's like, you don't deserve this or something like that. Like, he's actually like, yo, you cute, I'm gonna take you and buy you a Birkin bag and change your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna send you on a trip and I'm not even gonna fucking join you. Like, shit like that. Girls like that shit.
That's fly.
Girls love them a street nigga that is willing to like pay how he weigh, and like have like a more sensitive side. And Baby really dives into that, and I think that's a huge part of his popularity. Besides him already having the streets of Atlanta, besides him being a homegrown product of Atlanta, what he has going for him that other rappers might not. Well, no, a lot of rappers have been kind of like coming to that realization as well. He's like, yo, I got mad money. Me buying you a bag ain't about shit.
It ain't about nothing, and you get to walk away and say that a rapper bought you a bag.
Yeah. And
fine.
I really think that like he just figured it out, like, cause most dudes they like, yo, we ain't spending money on no bitches, me and my niggas, this and that and the third. And Baby was like, nah, man, I'm definitely spending money on these bitches.
I think that's the turn of the tide. Remember when hip hop went through it? It's it ain't tricking if you got it phase.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a way of bringing it back around and putting some like finesse to it too, where it's like a detachment from it, of like just giving these women the money. Like you said, I didn't even know about that, where he's sending these women on these trips and not even going with them. Just like, yo, go
like,
do your thing.
Got it. Think about how many women like it just, and like think about it, like a lot of the rappers that are prominent right now, like their girlfriends are very known.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Baby has Jada. Thug has Jerica. Uzi is with JT. Like a lot of these young up and coming rappers, like their girlfriends are known. NBA YoungBoy, I know he was with Floyd with Floyd's daughter for a minute. I don't know who he's with right now, but like that was like a thing. Like a lot of these rappers are letting it be known who their girlfriends are. Obviously, it's because of social media. But before, remember like rappers in the 90s, like we had no idea. Like granted, like like take for example like LL Cool J. That man was very married. Yeah,
but it wasn't his image.
Right,
he had to be
Memphis
this lover
Bleak,
boy dude.
Very married, married. But Memphis Bleak, if you go back, was kind of like a heartthrob at that time. Yeah, right. Yeah, like think about a lot of these dudes. Jim Jones has been in a relationship forever, and like we found out because of reality TV, Love and Hip Hop. But come on, Cam was with Juju for years, and you didn't find out until Love and Hip Hop. Like a lot of like artists you didn't find out, and like now they're like embracing it.
Shout out to Hov.
That brings them even more women.
Shout out to Hov. We saw literally how that went. Like we saw how Hov. People would be like, "Oh, is he with Beyonce, who is like the baddest chick in the game?" And he's like, "I mean, we're friends." Like what, nigga?
We're good friends. Now remember, Beyonce had a performance. She was like, "I want to thank Jay-Z." Like what? You mean your boyfriend?
Yeah. Sean, that's Sean to you. Yeah. But yeah, so we've seen that how that's changed over the years. But with this album, I think he was able to really lean into his own and come into his own as a rapper, like at a very fast turnaround. At a very fast turnaround. Like he went from saying wham, 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 bitch, I'm Lil Baby, to really spitting lyrics, like really finding a flow, sticking to it, really getting good at picking beats, and just honing his own. And like, I like what he said. Well, I'll save what he said when we actually get to unpacking the album. But what's your overall thought on this album before when you went into it?
I want to know who helped him learn how to rap and become comfortable in the studio. I would really like to know that. Yeah. Like, and I'm not like I don't by any means think that somebody like wrote anything for him. I mean, I just want to know. Like everybody like has that person. Like for Dr. Dre, it was Ice Cube and DOC. DOC, yeah. Right, that really like taught him how to rap and how to have a cadence. With Puff, like he had like a fucking village of people, like mainly Puff, Mace, like really like helped him hone his skills, right? So I really would like to know, like, so because Baby was like really real life off the street, Like they were like, yo, they had to give him money to make him stop gambling and hustling the street. So like, was it Thug? Like, was it like I know it wasn't Gucci Man. Like, even though he was around Gucci, like he met Gucci through P. Like, I want to know who P put like around him to like really teach him how to like rap and get better, because like,
really
he's only been like
shit.
improving.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I've tried to rap before. I don't sound that good.
Nah, I don't sound as good. I had a rap group and everything.
Shit. See.
Yeah.
We gotta find out. I can't wait to do that episode.
What, found my rap group shit? Yeah, we printed out our own cassettes. We was called UAKs, Underage Killers.
All right.
I drew the artwork, and then I had a scanner in the house, so I scanned it, and then I made copies of it, and we rapped over Dr. Knockboot.
What if y'all got signed, and then when y'all turned 21, y'all was going to be of age killers?
Yeah, probably. Of age killers. Oak. Oak.
Let's get into that.
So we'll get into the album. Album kicks off with Get Ugly. It's produced by ATL Jacob. Very hard hitting opener. I like it. He sounds great. Flow is great, which is like a theme on this album.
Yeah, like it's a cool opener. It didn't blow me away though, like because it sounds like every Baby album.
It sounds like every Baby song. Yeah. But if you're not privy to Baby's music, this is refreshing. He sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it takes us into Heating Up. Heating Up is where it's at for me. Like the beat, there's a consistency with Baby, and I completely understand it when I listen to this album. This is Baby and Gunna, by the way. There's a real consistency to the way that he picks his beats and the way that he flows. The way that he flows, he finds his pockets that kind of like live like right in between the beat. So it's like inescapable. Like he sounds so good. And Gunna, the way he complements that on this track is amazing. Like he kind of just, it's like he came in and was like, "Oh, this is what you're doing," and kind of just fit the mold with the flow.
I really would have loved. Now it's probably not gonna happen, but I really would have loved a compilation project between the both of them. Drip Too Hard. I listen to Drip Too Hard once a day. Like Drip Too Hard actually like gets my like, it's kind of like one of the songs I play like in the morning, and I'm like walking around the house getting myself together because like it's such a smooth song. So then here and Heating Up, I'm just like, yo man, these guys can't miss. Like why don't what's stopping them? Like, you know, their labels are friendly. Like let's get to it. I want a full length project. I'm pretty sure they have enough stuff recorded together to give us something, but I just think that I think that Gunna is so good at hooks and so good at melodies, in that Baby is Baby. I feel like that they just make an amazing.
Gunna's a rare talent, man. He's I think he's dope because he has this ability to be a chameleon. Like he can give you any style, but also still keep his own signature sound. Like that shit is special. That shit is really cool. From Gunna. But that takes us into How. How is the third track? I think it's 3 for 3. It keeps the energy going. He doesn't let up.
Nah, he doesn't let up, and it's consistent. It's just that the songs kind of all blend into one another.
Yes, they do.
Where you kind of get the vibe like, oh, like this song sounds not in a bad way. I think what was going on is that this is his first project. And Baby,
second one.
I'm sorry. This is his second. So this not.
I think Harder Than Ever was before this.
Wasn't that a mixtape though? Harder Than Ever was an album, and My Turn was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is his sophomore album, right? And I think that he just understands his footing with beat, like what works best for him. So he's not. He's like, I'm not going to try to step out of my comfort zone to appease people so I can fall flat on my face.
Right.
So I think that what he did was really smart, and it's just like I have to turn off in my head of him. I had to turn off in my head him like wanting to like hear like him challenge himself like some other rappers might do that are maybe more lyrically inclined than he would be. But I'm actually cool with what he did, because it's like, all right, you know what? It ain't bad. Right. So fuck it. Let's go.
Exactly. I think, that's perfect. Cause I think what Baby, his suit is at is that, I would like to see him explore different types of beats and sounds and shit. I think he's still young and he's found what works for him, so he's riding this out until he gets to that next thing where he wants to challenge himself. But I mean, so far I like what he's doing, especially because I know what to expect when I hear shit from him. So it's like I know what I'm getting, and I think we're in that lane too. We're in that mode more where we're getting these rappers and these different artists that are gonna be around that like we know exactly what the fuck they offer us. They don't really challenge the mold, you know? Like, I mean, we've had Pusha T all these years where we know exactly what the fuck we want to get from him. And we're getting more artists like that in different ways. So Baby links up with 42 Doug for Grace. Butter Beats is on the production.
Shout out to 42. Yeah, shout out to 42 Doug. It feels like Baby kind of gets outshined by a lot of his features on the album. Like 42 Doug comes on and like takes this song from him. A lot of energy. 42 Doug is obviously he's a more talented rapper, but he's just not as popular as Baby.
Yeah, so. I like where he's at right now, but he's only gonna get bigger as an artist. I like 42 Doug because he has like this rock star vibe to him, and like his voice has this rocker type vibe to it that I really like, and I want him to lean into. He sampled he sampled a rock song, him and Roddy Ricch on his last album. Shit, I can't remember the name of it, but that shit was so good because he sounded at home on that shit. That shit is so dope. I want him to lean more into that, but needless to say, this is a great collab. Grace is followed up by Whoa.
You know how to do the dance?
Nah. What's it? You know how to do the dance?
I don't want to do it. But, it's a cool little dance that they got for it, man. You know, like when it was out, like this song was it. Like when this song came out, like I felt like whenever I drive, I could not turn on the radio and not hear it.
And this is the second single from this album,
right? And then every time, like I mean, when you were going like Rap Caviar on Spotify, like you go to like play, like this song was at the top of it. This song was it. Like this was like to me like the song. This was one of the many songs that like crossed over. Like it didn't matter the genre. Like you kind of just knew that this was a Lil Baby song.
That's true. This was a big single, especially and it was at the end of 2019.
Yeah, so going right into the pandemic, like this song, like that's another thing. Like this album came out right before the pandemic started, and I think a lot of people just got to like stay out with it. And then like when he put out the deluxe to this album, that really catapulted because he had that song that he put out during like right after like the Black Lives Matter march and all the riots and stuff.
And it showed his versatility and it showed that he could like talk about other shit.
Well, he actually does it on this album as well. But I just think that other song he focused on it solely. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Followed by Live Off My Closet.
Yeah.
Features Future.
Yo. It's crazy because another thing that I've learned. I didn't learn. I knew this. Future is that boy in Atlanta, right? He's another homegrown product, but he's gone now. Like he's superstar status. He's in LA. He's in Miami. He's not like you're not going to see him at Kroger's.
Right.
Baby, like he's still home. So it's like Future is just like that person that you can't touch, but everybody's happy for him. Hey, he's gone. But I think like if Baby leaves Atlanta, it's gonna be like a sad day.
Yeah.
When he finally like moves to Hollywood and shit like that, right? And them two working together is just dope because I think that like every city like has like their elder statesmen of artists that give back, and I think a lot of people gave back to Future, especially like Dungeon family. That's his family. I think it's dope that like Future like reaches back to the artist, so it's kind of like he's aware, like yo, like I don't want to become out of hustle, I don't want to become old, so he's around that young energy, and I just think that that's dope that like he's on this project because he did not have to do this.
No, he didn't. I mean, it's cool that he is, but also you kind of need to have that to keep your relevance in a way. Like you got to be around the niggas that's coming up, especially in your city.
Yeah.
So I respect that. Baby's had a line on this that I liked. I'm a hyena since everyone goats. Everybody claims the goat bar and the line, but I think he's giving himself something to live up to. I'm really excited for Baby. I want to see what he's able to do, and I want to see if eventually he lives up to that title or he wants to like move into that title. Same thing is followed up by that. Same thing is, let's see here. Same thing is produced by Pearl Leon and Tay Keith. Tay Keith is everywhere right now. Yeah. Tay Keith got a single coming out with Cardi and Kanye West. Yep. That boy is out of there. But this is a solid one. What you think of this?
This is the song that confirmed to me that he is big time Trick Daddy. The lyrics in this one, like, it's pretty much like, yo, like, whatever, like, me and my baby, we got the same thing. Like, matching cars, matching watches, matching everything. Yeah. Like, I just, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's dope that, like, he kind of, like, really, like, I really was doing my research because I really wanted to understand it. I was like, I'm not saying that he's not dope. I just want to understand, like, why is he, like, because, like, Dirk, I get, right? Mm-hmm. NBA Youngboy, I get.
And Dirk has been out forever.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So, I get those more so in the rap world. But I'm just like, well, Baby, like, it's nothing like that. He's not doing anything. I don't know. I just don't feel like he was doing anything otherworldly. Mm-hmm. But then when people told me a lot of his elements that, like, come with him and his subject matter, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I get that. Yeah. And that makes sense. Like, Jeezy wasn't the most lyrical dude ever, but, like, people loved him because, like, he was motivational.
And, yeah, he was motivational, and there was a feel to his shit. Like, it was...
authenticity. Mm-hmm. And that's what Baby has. He has authenticity on his side. Yeah. And when you're more of an authentic rapper, that takes you a lot further than lyricism. Because you could be a lyricist of the year, but you might be lying about all that shit.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. When niggas can actually cite what you're saying, it's a different feeling. It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, makes sense. That's followed by Emotionally Scarred. It's produced by Twisted Genius. It's not my type of from Baby. It's not what I...
Nah, me neither. But like hood niggas always love to say that they have like emotional PTSD from one girl that broke their heart, so they can't never trust nobody ever again. It's fucking funny as hell. Yeah. And he really leaned into this shit.
Yeah, he did. This is not... It's not my favorite, but you know... It's one of my, I think this is actually my first skip of the album, which is, I mean, we're 8 tracks in. That's pretty fucking big. That's a big deal. It's followed by Commercial. Commercial features Lil Uzi Vert.
Tay Keith, this too hard. I love Lil Uzi. Like, Lil Uzi is kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. And he's somebody that, like, I think is, like, a superior rapper, but he just likes to have a good time, and he just, like, and also is just good at melodies and hooks and shit like that. So, like, he really just does what the fuck he wants.
I do what I want.
Yeah. And I just think that him getting on a song with Baby is also dope, because he's, like, in another stratosphere as well. Like, he's huge. Like, he's big. Like, I'm shocked that he hasn't gone on, like, his own world tour by himself yet.
How do you think that will look? Who opens on a Lil Uzi tour?
I feel like he can have like a really vast group of people. He could have a rock band open for him, and he could have some up and coming rappers open.
Yeah.
I definitely think Jack Harlow opens for him since they're on the same label.
Nah, I don't think they would want Jack as an opener at this point in his career.
No, not like opener like when nobody's in there, but like coming out before Uzi closes the show. Or maybe they would do the Uzi and Jack Harlow tour, but Uzi has to be the closer.
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
It's no different than when Wayne and Drake went on tour. So, like, I get what you're saying because I said opener. I didn't mean like he's like when people are like just getting into the arena or the stadium. I'm just saying that, like, you know, they're both on the same label, right? Like, so I would think that it would be dope if they both, because if Jack Harlow goes on tour with Uzi's name, I feel like Uzi brings a bigger audience than Jack Harlow. Even though Jack Harlow is definitely on the rise. But, like, I think Uzi definitely brings a bigger
Jack Harlow is a smart motherfucker, man. Absolutely. That dude's team is working hard, bro.
Yeah, man. I believe him and Quavo and White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, him and Quavo and White Man Can't Jump. Everybody was hating Jack Harlow like a month ago. And he said, what am I going to do? I'm going to take the City Girls on tour with me. Everybody loves City Girls. That kind of canceled out like 60% of the hate for Jack Harlow, because he's taking City Girls on tour.
Right. Him and Lil Nas X are great friends.
And then everybody was shitting on him. Brandy shit on him in some way, shape, form.
Right, because he didn't know who she was.
Yeah. And then he brought out Brandy.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't know that. No,
he didn't know
that she and Ray J were brothers.
Yeah. And then he went to the BET Awards, and people said, "Oh, why is Jack?" Because they announced that he was there. Why is Jack Harlow at the BET Award? He shows up with a Lil Nas X shirt.
Mm-hmm. They get mad at that, and then Lil Nas X comes out and says, "I love this.
I
man.
love this man." That canceled out some more hate for him. It's like, yo. Then you bring out Brandy. It's like, yo, like he's just doing everything right.
I think I'm gonna eat some KFC just because Jack.
Yo, he's doing everything right now. You won't catch me in KFC. I can't do it. I'm gonna go to Popeyes. Popeyes got a $6.99 deal right now. Holla at them. But yeah, no, he's doing everything right. And I don't know how I went on the Jack Harlow tangent, but
I'm sure I'm sending all this.
Bring it
to your cousin Al.
but getting back to this collab with Uzi on this album, it works out. And like you said, Uzi didn't have to do this shit. Uzi is out of this fucking world, out of this galaxy. He's a superstar now.
Okay.
But that takes us into Forever. Forever features Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne, I love how Wayne taps into, this is a very important collab. I like how Wayne taps into 07 Wayne at any given moment. And I love how 07 Wayne is like a saying. Like everybody knows what that means. It's like, because different artists come around and they get in their 07 Wayne era where they just hop on everything and they killing everything.
Yeah.
And that's what Baby was on. And that's what Baby kind of still is on right now, where he's hopping on everything and you're like, yo, it's a Baby feature. Solid, right? So this is when you reach that level in your career and you get a Wayne feature, it's important.
All right. So one thing that's always like really hard for me is like I hear like a lot of Wayne and Lil Baby comparisons and I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wayne like came out and said Lil Baby's his favorite rapper out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain couldn't compute it at the time. Like I couldn't, like my head almost exploded. I was just like, how? Like he like Baby, like how is Baby impressing Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
But then I forgot like Wayne is still like just a fan of music, like, and he probably just because like he is super lyrical miracle at times when he wants to be, doesn't mean that he can't appreciate what Baby's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is not hate. This is just not me understanding. Like I couldn't imagine Jay-Z saying, "Oh man, I fucking love Shangy." You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect, Shangy, that's the homie. But I'm just saying, like, so hearing Wayne embrace Baby like that, I was like, what? And now, like, I understand it. It's just something like, you know, when you fuck with some shit, you fuck with it. I wish Wayne would have gave Young Thug some love like that. You know, I feel like it would have like canceled out a lot of bullshit that had happened
That they went through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that. I think Wayne probably likes Baby because he kind of reminds him of himself.
But that's what I'm saying. So why the hell didn't he like Thug?
Yeah, but Thug was trying too hard.
You think Thug was trying too hard to be like Wayne when he came?
He was trying too hard for the recognition. I don't think Baby was trying for the recognition, and I think they were trying to low key use Thug to replace Wayne. It's the way that Baby was doing, like Birdman was doing it. I think he was trying to use him to like X out Wayne and say like, "Yo, this the future right here." And Wayne probably saw that as a slight, like, "Fuck you, mean he the future? Like I'm still here, like you know."
I don't know. I see what you're saying, and Wayne obviously got jealous and didn't like it.
Yeah, and then the Barter Six, and you know, it was a lot. I think it was a lot for him to process.
Young Thug is a tough motherfucker, ladies and gentlemen. That tells you everything that you need to know because he was on Lil Wayne's ass.
It was a lot for him to process for sure. I can imagine. Forever is followed by Can't Explain, which is, not my favorite. Not my favorite bag for Baby to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the cliche "got it out the mud," you know, rags to riches story.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
It's like, not my kind of shit. And then Can't Explain is followed by No Sucker. There we go. No Sucker with my boy,
fucking Yo.
With my boy Moneybag Yo, man. I'm a huge fan of Moneybag Yo, and they sound amazing on this shit together. Yeah. Like they sound so fucking good.
They definitely was in the studio together. They synced up their flows, and I loved it.
Yeah, you can tell like this wasn't an email track. These niggas worked together on this.
They did.
This was so fucking good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was thoroughly pleased with it, and I wish that I wish that this was like one of those songs that we got put on the radio more, that got like more money behind it, because I really thought that this was like a dope track. I didn't hear this on radio in New York a lot. It might have got played in radio other areas, but not New York.
And then followed by a song that was played on the radio was Something to Prove.
Yes.
Something to Prove was produced by Twisted Genius. This was actually one of the singles from this album. This helped build up the buzz for this album because it came out maybe like a month and a half before the album actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was a big single.
It was a big single. It's basically Baby just telling us what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at it, and that's what he does to a T. Like, Baby kind of just gives motherfuckers an update. Like, damn, this shit is crazy. I'm getting money now. I didn't rap 5 months ago. Like, that's how he sound when he be rapping. You know what I'm saying? I met Jay-Z and Beyonce at the award show. Like, that's how he raps.
It's like run-on sentences and rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it works because he be going hard. He be snapping. Next song actually is We Should. We Should is Baby and Thugger. Mm-hmm. You know, now that I think about it, because you said, I wonder who like got him together and shit like that. It was probably Thug.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah. This one is produced by Weezy. I think Thug probably had a lot to do with the grooming of Lil Baby.
Yeah, I mean, because he used to also like, just like how P did, like do a lot to get him out the street, which is pretty dope.
Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with it. This song was also like did pretty well. I think it went gold on its own on its album.
Yeah. But obviously Thug is the sensei, to his Daniel son on this one. Like obviously.
And then that's followed by Catch the Sun.
Right.
Catch the Sun is produced by Hit Boy.
I remember this song because it was on the Queen and Slim soundtrack.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And what else can I say about this song? Like it kind of, this is the song where I was saying where he gave us a little hint of like the conscious rap kind of route he was going, and he also was using that to like talk to a girl because basically like this track is like the equivalent of like you open up to a girl, but like, I don't open up to nobody.
You open up to you. You getting these exclusives right now, girl. I don't talk like this to everybody.
Yeah, I think what will be interesting to see, like you see how because Kendrick became more well traveled and went a lot of places, his music and his sound changed. I'm curious to see if like for Baby, like what keeps him grounded, like what keeps him from doing that, like. Is it that Kendrick? Do you think that because Kendrick is so confident lyrically that he knew that he could expand his music versus what Baby kind of knows like I kind of can't do that?
Maybe. I think. Well, it depends though because Baby is still kind of very young in his career, right? And he hasn't been rapping that long.
Right. Kendrick is 30 plus.
Yeah. He's young and he hasn't been rapping that long. So like it'll take time. I'm curious to see what a third or fourth Lil Baby album sounds like. We'll see.
Right.
Lil
Baby need to go to Africa and just come back and just talking different.
Yo, that'd be crazy. Imagine he come back on some like Yasin Bey shit. Make a Umi says.
Right.
But we'll see. I'm excited to see what he comes up with. But Catch the Sun. Oh, speaking of Queen of Slim. That was actually a really good soundtrack. And how did you feel about that movie then and now?
Yo, fuck Luna Waves, yo.
But why you say that?
All right, because like it was kind of like romanticizing this Black Bonnie and Clyde during a time period where a lot of Black people felt oppressed. As we usually do, but like this, we were like reaching like a height because like police brutality and things like that were like kind of getting like crazy. And you know what? Maybe the studio kind of like might have took some stuff out, but like that movie there were certain elements of that movie like I'm like all this happened in one night. It's bullshit.
Yeah. It was a little sloppy.
Yeah.
The way that they did it.
Yeah, it was just like me being like a film lover. I'm like, this movie had so much potential, and there were so many things that were like just like sped up and like exaggerated. Like I was like, this is bullshit, and it's just that like Lena Waithe, like she always starts out really well.
Yeah,
and it's like then like it just gets nowhere. Like I feel like Like Lena Waithe, like I feel like whatever she's doing with her decisions, she starts out really well, really clear minded, and then she goes and gets a drink, and then it goes to shit.
Yeah, and she's like, "What was I doing? Yo, yeah, finish that. Keep going with that."
Yeah, man. So it's like it's just one of those things where it just really frustrates me. But like, yeah, like Lena Waithe, like she needs a team that can like finish her ideas for her because she starts out really well.
Yeah, and I think
finishes them well though.
I think it's the ego that like keeps her going on some like Tyler Perry shit, like
Tyler Perry
where she just has to do.
What are you talking about?
She has to do everything herself. But I mean, on some Tyler Perry shit where like he does everything himself. He don't have like a fucking team of writers.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what the difference is for me with her and Tyler Perry, in my personal opinion. Tyler Perry, right, knows his niche, and his audience are old church ladies.
Yeah,
so I think that's why his movies look the way that they do. Mm-hmm. Because even though like we watch it, it's not for us. It's those women that all would go and support his plays.
My mom.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. It's dope. Your mom not old lady though.
Well, my mom is that demographic where she loves Tyler Perry content.
Right? Mm-hmm. So like he knows his audience. Lena Waithe is trying to give this to us, and I just feel like she feels like we're fucking idiots and we're eating this shit up. That's why I'm mad.
That's true.
So with Tyler Perry, I'm like, you know what? I'm a visitor in this house right now of the content that he's giving us. Yeah. Lena Waithe, nah, we all in the same house.
Yeah, and she's in our age group.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo, think about it. Like she did that Hillman Records bullshit.
Oh, word. I forgot about that.
You know, like she always just doing some bullshit, bro. She tried to look what she did with Boomerang.
Yeah. I told niggas from jump though, like, yo, don't watch that. I told people from the jump.
Yeah, man. Fucking Scoob was fucking championing that bullshit.
That show?
Yeah.
He would, man. Come on.
Of course Scoob would.
All right. So that leads us into Consistent. Consistent is produced by Quay Global. It's the 16th track on this album. How we feel about how this album is going so far?
It's going well, but this song is just like I enjoy the flow, and there's nothing like different. I don't think I've ever said this, but I wish that he had more features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because Baby's flow is repetitive, so it sounds like Baby raps like he's rapping to the same beat always. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like it's typical like. And when I say the same beat, I mean like he's trying to where he's always trying to hit the same pockets. Mm-hmm. So whereas like I feel like Lil Baby can rap and acapella, and the producer makes the beat to what he's rapping.
Yeah.
Versus him hearing a beat and him riding the beat.
That's why a lot of his shit. Yeah, you're right. A lot of his shit has the same bounce to it too. Yeah. So like
it just sounds like he whatever he has in his head to give him rhythm. It sounds like he has the same rhythm every time.
Yeah. That's followed by Gang Signs. Yeah.
Yo, I saw a video of him performing this shit live, and that shit just didn't look like it was safe.
No, niggas was turned up.
Fuck off.
That's crazy.
All you just see is a bunch of just fingers just going up, just making shit up. Like,
what's crazy about this song is this beat is insane. The energy is crazy, but I don't think he brings the energy on this song.
Right. He don't, but niggas just get so hyped because it's they know the name of it, they know what the song is about.
Yeah.
And they just get crazy.
So they carry it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Wayne would have went crazy on this.
Oh my God, would he have?
Wayne would have went. Yeah, yes. They would have went crazy on this. But I mean, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. It works in a crowd, so success. Hurtin' is the next song, track 18.
Yeah, this is another song about him dealing with fame. Mm-hmm. And like I said, he is really funny. And I really think the story with him is it's a ghetto almost famous. He was just a popular kid in the Atlanta streets, gambling and shit like that, getting in the street shit. And motherfucker, the dude from the hottest rap label out of Atlanta said, yo, I'm gonna sign you. You need to rap. And just pretty much just took him on a ride, just made him a superstar. Yeah. He just had it's you gotta think about it. Obviously I've watched some of his IG lives and stuff like that. I've seen him on Instagram. But he doesn't have that much charisma. This is just authenticity.
He don't even like talking to people.
Yeah, he don't like talking to people. He's opened up more on when he goes on Breakfast Club, they make jokes about from his first interview. But it's really crazy to me how his evolution has gone, and he's just this like. I really think that he can't believe this shit either.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's why he keeps making songs about it.
Yeah, you ever seen that? You ever seen that viral clip of when paparazzi's trying to talk to him and he's walking and he's like, "No hablo inglés."
Yeah. My favorite one is when he was in France with James Harden and they were like, Lil Baby, Lil Baby.
I didn't see that one.
I just feel like he just always be like thrown off by shit. Like yo,
these
how
niggas,
the fuck do they even know me out here?
These niggas really like me. Damn, like shit. Yeah, but no, he seems incredibly focused. Forget That is the next song.
Mm-hmm.
It's produced by Tyler Arms and Murder Beats.
Right, the boy living his raps.
Yeah.
He's living his raps, and he's just letting us know what's going on. And like I said, he's telling these street tales of what's going on in Atlanta, and I'm just like, yo, like that's really, really cool and like really awesome that like he's doing that and people can just pinpoint like, oh shit, like yeah, that did happen. Oh, I heard about that. Like
that shit never gets old hearing about a street that you live on.
Yeah.
In a song or hearing something reference a restaurant, whatever. It's like, yo, I go there. Like that shit, it never if you know what that's like, you know that feeling. Like it's incredible. And the album closes out with Solid.
Yo. This was a really good closer.
Mm-hmm.
And
the beat reminds me of like some Detroit shit. I think 42 Dugg would have sounded good on this.
Absolutely. I think that he closed the album out really good. And it's just I'm just really impressed with what he delivered and like for him to have started rapping such shortly ago. And it's funny, right? Because obviously, like he writes his own shit and charges his own music, but it's kind of similar to like pretty much like a Dre or a Puff, and I'm gonna tell you why. Granted, Dre and Puff don't write their own shit. People saw something in them and said like, you guys need to record music. Like you have something that people are going to respond to you guys. And with Baby, like they just knew that, and that to me that's more impressive than people that like grow up want to be musicians, because it's just like he didn't even see it in himself. He's like, what the fuck do you see that I don't see? People are like, you need to do this, and it's just like then catapulting yourself, because like Dre was reluctant to get in the booth, Puff was reluctant to get in the booth. The only difference between them is that Baby writes his own music, right, and I think that the reason why Baby writes his own music because nobody can tell the stories that he can tell, and his experiences, and that's like that's what is the charming thing about him, is that his experiences are his, and you know that where it's coming from is real.
Well, okay, so I'll ask you this. What do you think the difference is between Baby and 21 Savage? Because I feel like he has a lot of the attributes that you're naming for Baby.
Okay, so the difference is who that, like 21 Savage came out as an independent artist. And what I think the difference is just that, like, even though 21 Savage, obviously 2 number 1 songs right now, he's a big star, but I don't think that whoever he signed with has the same relationships that P and Coach K have. P, like Coach K, like has been in the music industry for years. P came up like making great relationships, came up with Gucci Mane. And I just think that they're able to get him in rooms, maybe like rooms that 21 Savage can get in, obviously, but maybe 21 Savage might be turning it down or going about it a different way.
Got you.
Like, I just feel that I don't think, okay, this is a better way. I think 21 Savage is completely fine with being in the rap lane. I don't think that P and Coach K want to keep Lil Baby in the rap lane. He has a fire song with Ed Sheeran. I understand that 21 Savage has a hit song with Post Malone, and obviously like him and Drake have like great chemistry. And then when he made it the A Lot song with J. Cole, great song. But I think that 21 Savage is like absolutely fine with where he's at. Like he doesn't need to be bigger or anything like that. I think with Baby has like a machine behind him, where 21 is kind of more mom and pop. Right. Okay. I think that's the only difference, because I mean it's like they both from Atlanta. It's no different. Like they both it's both real shit going on with them. Like is known, even though like with 21 is not. he's from Atlanta, but like Baby is from like the city. Like he's from like he went to APS high schools and shit like that. Like, so I just think that like you're gonna see Baby way more than you're gonna see 21. So I think that's also the difference. Like the way Atlanta is weird because it's like you can live in Atlanta, but it's like it's not if you're not like in like the heart of it, like it's weird. But I just think like that's just the difference. Like the difference is Coach K and P.
Got you. Okay.
And like shout out
the
to
teams.
20. Yeah, the teams. 21 has a great manager, his boy Measy. But I just think that like because the way that they go about things, I just think that just makes a difference. Like they aren't like hometown heroes in the same way. Like they aren't hometown heroes the same way that P and Coach K are. Like in their relationships, Gucci Man, Thug, like it's just like they have different relationships. 21 is kind of like off to himself. He fucks with them, but he has like his own like little area, his own domain, stays in that. He goes on tour, he comes home, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, yeah. I guess what you were saying just made me think of like I couldn't help but think about 21 Savage because they have a lot of parallels.
Right, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the difference just is labels and like backing.
So yeah, that brings us to a close for Lil Baby's My Turn. Big album for him, big moment for him. What do you give it?
I give it a 4 out of 5 waffles, just because it's a consistent album. It doesn't have like songs in there that suck or like cringy or anything like that. My only problem with the album is just that like lyrically. So all right, and it's not a real problem because if I'm just judging this album just as an album, it's fine. It's his sophomore album, and he actually improved from his debut album, but I just don't think that lyrically he's going to get. I think this is it.
Yeah. Oh, this is like he's gonna plateau.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a high point for him. So it's like we'll just see how else he dresses this up. Yeah. There's been artists over the years that have found a way to finesse one style for 20 to 30. I mean, look at UCJ.
Yeah.
One style and finessed it for 30 to 40 years. And I love Juicy J.
It wasn't the biggest rapper out though.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I will give this a 4 as well. I think this album, for the same reason as you, like it's consistent as hell. The beats are amazing. I love how he found a way to like kind of live between the beat with his flow. And I like Baby for his flow. It's not necessarily what he's saying fully. But I really like how far he came and how much he proved me wrong because I didn't think that he would be around for as long as he's been around. And I didn't think he would be rapping the way that he is. I didn't think it's like for one of those years, you know how in rap we like to give people like most improved of the year or whatever. Right. So he definitely got that for like 2020 when this came out.
Absolutely.
As opposed to like when I first heard him in 2017.
Truth be told, I thought Roddy Ricch was going to be in the position that he's in right now.
I think Roddy had his time. I think that second album really, really took a deep nosedive. He took a nosedive with that second album. But that Antisocial album was fire. I mean, nobody was shit. Roddy had niggas in hell. Like he had Justin Bieber on the timeline, stressed because he had a #1 song. Yeah. He had all these big artists like, can't compete with the box, can't compete. So he had his time. And he's still young. Maybe he'll get back to it.
Maybe he'll bounce back. But I don't know. I think Baby is up there. I think Dirt. I think it's right now it's between Baby and Dirt. And obviously NBA YoungBoy gets honorable mention. I think the Holy Trinity right now actually is NBA YoungBoy, Dirt, and Lil Baby right now as far as like the crop of like the new guys. Like I feel like those guys, like that's the new Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas debate.
Or that's the new Cole, Wale, and Drake.
Cole, Wale, and Drake. Wouldn't it be? No.
I mean Kendrick.
Yeah, I was about to say Wale.
Yeah.
God damn.
Because back then I was thinking just blog era. So
you think absolutely blog era. Yeah. I get it. But yeah, like I think that those three are like the guys right now in like rap. And it's funny because they all are in 3 completely different lanes. But like those are the 3 guys that are like prominent right now. Like obviously some people feel like, there's other other elements to it, but like those three guys, I look at it like, all right, NBA YoungBoy has his name where he like dominates like YouTube and shit like that, right? Baby has like his live shows and like streaming, like as far as like commercial sales and stuff like that. And like Dirk, I just feel like, you know, like he said, like he's really like the voice of the new generation.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
And the consistency too. Like Dirk is doing numbers, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just one of those things where I just feel like Dirk is so big, like he was on the verge. Well, almost if King Von would have lived, like King Von probably would be like the next big thing, and then he was under him.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
All right. Well, we comfortable giving this album a 4. I would say definitely visit this one. Visit Baby's catalog in general and just give him a chance. I think he's come a long way. I think it's worth it.
I agree.
I'm First Class Reg.
And I'm Taurian B.
We out of here.
Catch you next time.